Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at SynoCell. It's a pain relief supplement you see pushed on sites like thepainreport.com and SynoCell.com. Our mission here is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
We want to help you see past all the marketing noise and figure out if this thing actually lives up to the hype, the breakthrough talk. And the promises they make are, well, they're huge. We're talking claims about repairing your joints, healing all tissue damage, even get this regrowing cartilage. They pitch it as the solution for chronic knee pain, back pain, basically restoring smooth movement. And they say you'll feel it working in just 1 week.
Yeah, that's quite a list of things that sound almost miraculous, biologically speaking, especially when you actually look at the ingredients list. What you find are some very familiar names: Boswellia, MSM, cosamine, quercetin. These are, pretty common in joint supplements. They might offer some mild anti-inflammatory help.
Okay, stuff we see often.
Exactly. But there's a massive gap between mild anti-inflammatory and regrowing cartilage or reversing joint damage. The clinical science just isn't there to support those really big claims.
And these ingredients, Boswellia, MSM, they aren't exactly rare or expensive, are they?
Not at all. They're widely available, pretty low-cost components, really. Commodities. So you're being asked to pay a premium kind of based on these extraordinary promises that these simple ingredients can't deliver.
Right.
And this kind of over-the-top claiming is precisely why agencies like the FDA and FTC exist. The FDA watches health claims, making sure supplements don't claim to cure diseases. And the FTC looks at advertising. Are the promises truthful? Things like regeneration. Well, the marketing here definitely pushes those boundaries. It feels very close to stuff that's gotten companies warnings before.
So, if the science is shaky, let's look at the marketing itself. Those websites, thepainreport.com and the others, they don't feel like typical product sites. They read more like advertorials, ads designed to look like news articles or maybe real user stories. Lots of dramatic before and afters, unverified testimonials.
Yeah, very advertorial.
And then there's the pressure to buy multiple bottles right away. Buy 3, get 3 free or whatever for maximum savings.
And it's interesting because that marketing hype seems to clash pretty hard with what actual customers are saying. If you look at reviews online, SynoCell has a really poor reputation. We're talking an average rating of about 1.8 out of 5 stars.
Oh, 1.8, that's low.
It is. And ironically, a lot of the complaints center on their supposed 90-day money-back guarantee. People report finding all sorts of hidden catches.
Like what?
Well, things like you can only get refunds for unopened bottles, or you have to pay for return shipping, sometimes with extra fees tacked on. And then there are reports of customer service just being unresponsive when people try to actually get that refund. So the guarantee becomes more of a headache than a reassurance.
Okay, but here's something confusing. Despite all that negative feedback about the product and the guarantee, the websites themselves, thepainreport.com and SynoCell.com, actually get really high trust scores. Like Scam Advisor gives them a 96 out of 100, Scam Doe gives an 86. If I see 96, I'm thinking, great, it's safe. Why wouldn't I trust that completely?
That's a really important point, and it trips people up. Those high scores, they're mostly about the website's safety and the transaction. It means the site probably isn't loaded with malware, your credit card transaction is likely secure, and yes, you'll probably receive the product you ordered. The company's been around for about 3 years, so it's not some fly-by-night thing.
I see. So the website is okay. The transaction will likely go through.
Right. But that score tells you absolutely nothing about whether the pills inside the bottle actually work as advertised. And that's where you see this huge split. Safe website, but very unhappy customers when it comes to the actual product results.
So putting it all together, what's the bottom line here?
Look, SynoCell isn't what you'd call an outright scam where they just take your money and run. You'll likely get the product. But it's a classic case of, let's say, aggressive overpromising and serious underdelivering. They take these common, fairly inexpensive ingredients.
The slender ingredients, as you call them.
Exactly, the slender list. And they market them like some kind of revolutionary cure, charging you way more than you'd pay for similar blends elsewhere. You could probably find comparable products from brands that are more upfront about what their supplements can realistically do, and maybe have clearer refund policies too.
So, for you listening, if you're thinking about trying something like SynoCell or any supplement making big claims, first, keep your expectations realistic. These are generally for mild support, not miracles. Second, really read the entire refund policy. all the fine print. Understand the conditions for returns, who pays shipping, what happens with opened bottles.
Good advice. And use a payment method that offers some buyer protection, like a credit card, just in case you do run into issues getting a refund.
And most importantly,
Talk to your doctor. Always. This is about your health, potentially a chronic condition. Don't rely solely on marketing for medical advice.
definitely.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. When you see marketing that screams backed by science, especially for conditions that cause real pain and impact your life, ask yourself, where is that science? Are they showing you actual, verifiable clinical studies? Or are they just using the phrase backed by science? Critically evaluating that difference. That's maybe the most important ingredient you can add to your own health journey.